Hey, we're live, and welcome to 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. Hope everybody's doing well. It's Wednesday, and it's about 5:21, a little bit later than I wanted to, but I've been up. This whole getting up early and doing stuff at 2:30 in the morning has messed up my clock. Apparently, I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning, reset my alarm for 3 because the class was canceled, but still waking up at 2. So, good morning. Hope everybody's having a great day. It's soccer season for my kiddos, right? So, we had talked about, and please like and subscribe. By the way, we're at 99 subscribers. I hope everybody can help me break past the 100 mark so that we can move to the next hurdle. So we're almost at a milestone. I appreciate every one of you for liking and subscribing to our 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. Please tell your friends. We're almost there. And anyway, so what we do, we talk about a couple things that are Agile related. One of the things we talked about in the past was, controlling the conversation and the daily Scrum or the daily stand up, whatever you want to call it. And I like calling it daily Scrum. Maybe because I played rugby one day. Anyway, daily Scrum. We'll talk about that another time. So, if you have a talking stick, every season there's always something new to do, right? So right now is soccer season for my kids. So you can bring your soccer ball or your football or your baseball or whatever's going on, or like I've done, we'll do some other ones in the future, and use it for your talking stick. So you can hand it to the next person in line and just to change it up. So it's not always the same thing. And make it fun. Why not? Bring it in. Maybe they're, what the heck is that? What the heck is that? Well, I want to make sure. Maybe people talking too long in the local. The only shame is that you can't do this virtually for teams that aren't co-located, but if they are, it's a great item, and it changes it up, and it gets everybody happy. So, recommend to do that. The other thing, talking about daily Scrum, is I notice, and this is probably a distraction, right? Here's my cats running up and down. They're all pumped up because I just fed them. Like, oh, we got an early bird treat. Anyway, I notice a lot of holidays coming up in September. A lot of people here in the U.S. think about Labor Day, but there's also a couple holidays in India, not only the same time as ours, but also in October. So as an Agile coach, one of the things I do is I keep an eye on that kind of stuff. And when big events are coming, like we have PI events coming up, right? Planning events, PI planning events. We have Inspect and Adapt events. We have a bunch of surveys. What I try to do as an Agile coach is I spread that information across all my Scrum Masters to make sure they know so they can inform their team. Because I don't want necessarily get into the team because that's the Scrum Masters. So I respect the wall that my Scrum Masters put around the team because they are the gatekeepers for the Scrum teams. If you have an Agile coach that just dives into the team all the time without first checking with the Scrum Master, then they're not really Agile coaches. And they probably never were a Scrum Master before. So, or they say they were, but so I'm going to tell you what to do. But a real Agile coach asks permission with the Scrum Masters and make sure everything's good. And they check on that. But I like to share things like that. So I share it with Scrum Masters. I don't share with the whole team, so they're getting communications from all these different people all over the place all the time. I just share it to the Scrum Masters and have them, hey, make sure you check with the teams on the schedules and that they have the capacity to do the work. Because sometimes they're so busy they don't see it. So I give them a little playbook for the next 2 months. Some of the big items that are coming down that might impact their capacity to do work, so that when they're working with their teams to plan their velocities for their sprints or their PI or whatever, that they have some of those dates in mind and they can let their teams know. But again, as an Agile coach, I don't tell the team those schedules. I let the Scrum Masters know what's going on because they are the gatekeepers for the teams. That's a difference in how you be an Agile coach. Hopefully those other Agile coaches aren't telling everybody on the team what to do. That should not happen because it's not their team. They are a coach, but I also ask for other things too. So anyway, just want to talk about that with the daily Scrum events coming up because yes, there's 3 questions, and we're kind of going off 3 questions in daily Scrum that they typically say. By the way, those are just recommendations. They're not written in stone, right? Everybody quotes them like, you know what's in the 3 Scrum. What you did yesterday, what are you going to do today, and what are your blockers, right? It takes different things, and we'll probably hit this many times because I've done thousands of daily scrums. Thinking about that, thousands of daily scrums, and it still seems like sometimes you have to reinvigorate this every day. So we'll probably hit daily scrums at least once or twice a month, just to remind people what goes in there, give you some ideas on how to handle that daily scrum. Okay, and again, just be mindful of also holidays overseas. If you have non-co-located partners on your team, that you look at their holiday schedule, request them, and share them with the team. Like I said, in October, early October, there's a bunch of holidays coming up also. Okay. And then they have all different regions. So don't think India is this one little country. It's a giant country, and every region has different holidays. So you have to pay attention to that. It's not not necessarily a national thing, by the way. Maybe we should talk about that. Different countries and their holiday schedules. That'd be a good article. Okay. The other thing I want to talk about is people waiting. And I wrote this down in my notes the other day. And one of the beauties of Agile is we're trying to devise a system where people don't have to wait to be told what to do, right? You want to develop an Agile team that are independent and they can work independently on what to do next. You want to get them in the rhythm of going into their backlogs and picking the next item that hasn't been worked or not being worked by anybody and going out and doing it. You don't want them waiting for you to tell them what to work on, whether you're a feature lead, you're a senior tech person, a scrum master, BA, product owner, a senior person on team, or even a junior person on team. What you want to get them to understand is scope and what they can pick on and when they should let everybody know. Really important. And here's one of the things at Daily Scrum. So when they say, hey, I'm done my story or I'm done my task, they should be announcing in the Daily Scrum what they're going to pick on and work on next and make sure there's no issues. They might want to talk a little bit longer on that new item. Hey, I'm about to start the new entry page for blah, 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 right? So don't put a number out there, but tell everybody what it is. And does anybody have any concerns, any thoughts? I'd be happy to meet with you later today and get your angles on some of the code or anything they've seen. Or even at Daily Scrum, they can say, hey, I picked it up. I have read the code. I'm looking like I'm going to do this, and this in the code. Has anybody seen anything on that? And if they have, let's meet after Daily Scrum. And can you give me a down brief on what you've seen before or any thoughts you might want to think about it? That's probably a really great way of introducing it. Hey, I picked it up. I read the story. God forbid they actually read the story. Read the story, and I see a couple things that I'm looking at doing. If anybody has any opinions after Daily Scrum, I would really love to talk and chat with you about my take on how to answer this question. That is how you communicate in Daily Scrum. So I really want to bring that up. So you empower them, 1, to pick up the story, 2, to read it on themselves, and 3, ask for help at Daily Scrum. And we as Scrum Masters and people who participate in Agile activities need to encourage each other to do it. And sometimes you know how that works. If you're a technical person or somebody or a tester, you need to take the lead and set the example of how to act in a daily scrum. And we as coaches need to help everyone on the team, and that'll be another story, to act that way. It's not necessarily just we tell them what to do, but we work on individual basis, right, on how to ask that question. So with that, it's 10:27, or 10 minutes and 27 seconds into the show. I try to make this under 15 minutes because I want everybody to know, hey, daily scrum should not be more than 15 minutes long. And in fact, it probably should be quicker. I think I showed yesterday doing a retro. You could probably do a retro in 5 minutes if you really had to, but do not skip the retro. Now I'm way off topic, right? Anyway, hey, 5am Mester Scrum, please like and subscribe. Get us over that 100 subscriber barrier or wall. It's like the sound barrier. Boom, right? And change up your daily scrum. Pick something different every day. Maybe would it be interesting? Don't throw it at them in their face, but bring it up. But new sports activities, new seasons, bring them up. Like I said, it's soccer season here for the kiddos, and my wife's coaching. I'm an assistant coach, but I got another parent to help volunteer, so now I don't have to do it all the time. Appreciate that. Again, 5am Mester Scrum. Please like and subscribe. You all have an awesome day. Enjoy your day. It's Wednesday. We're in a halfway point, and happy scrumming. Take care and enjoy.